You're watching The Biggest Beauty Project, and this week's topic is bullying.
She said, I don't know if I've ever been good enough. I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head is caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been...
I'm very excited about this topic because I can definitely talk about bullying from both sides. I have been the bullied and I have been the bullier. And neither sides have pleasant outcomes. I grew up not fat. I wasn't a fat child. However, I was not a skinny one either. I was kind of always chubby. So in elementary school, everybody wanted to hang out with the chubby kid, you know. I mean, I had some friends, but not a whole lot. I ended up moving to a different city when I was 10, and I made some friends there. And I never felt like I fit in completely. I never felt that everybody understood where I was coming from and who I was. So my goal for the 9th grade, entering high school, was to fit in. I was determined to do whatever I had to do to fit in. To make a very long story short, I ended up getting involved with the wrong people and doing the wrong things, getting involved with drugs and being arrested and drinking all the time and skipping school, and I was an awful person. I had different groups of people that I hung out with through high school, and one of the groups of people I hung out with were the bulliers. We would walk through hallways and step on people who were beneath us. We would throw people's stuff in garbage cans and insult people and do awful crap. I am definitely not proud of the things that I have done. There were a couple instances in high school after I was kind of finished with the bulliers. There was one person from that group who decided to attack me. He wrote Gendy on his fat butt at the side of my school in spray paint, and I swear to God it must have been 15 to 20 feet long. I remember coming to school that day and I thought everything was good, and there was a million people who came up to me and they're like, "Are you okay? Have you seen it yet?" And I'm like, "Seen what?" And they're like, "Well, no, like, I'm not going to tell you. You have to see for yourself." I'm like, "What the hell?" So I ended up seeing it, and there was a lot of people that were my friends who were standing there laughing, and it was just the most god-awful day, the most embarrassing thing that could have ever happened to me. My principal and I were not on good terms because of the bad person I was, so he didn't do anything about it. He left it there for the whole world to see for 3 days, and my mom, a friend of hers who worked for the school board, go there and paint over it. Needless to say, that was one of the most embarrassing days I've had. I ended up dropping out of school because of that, because I was just too... my pride had kind of gone, you know. Not something I can cry over anymore because I spent so much time crying over it. I ended up going back to school, and there was another group of people that I had started hanging out with, and they were not bulliers. I think there were a lot of people that had been bullied and ended up together. Anyways, I ended up being attacked by them as well. One day I got to school and there was a condom on my locker, and somebody had wrote sperm urinal on my locker, and put lube all over it. It's quite awesome. I ended up leaving school. I never went back to high school. Bullying when it comes to your size, on the other hand, is definitely not fun. But you have to stand up for yourself, because if you don't stand up for yourself, nobody else will. You have to stand up for yourself and be like, you know what? I like my body. I like what I look like. And if you don't, that's too bad, because you're not the one who has to look at it. You don't need to judge somebody based on what they look like or what they wear or anything like that, because it's none of your business. It isn't. If somebody chooses to be the way they are, that's totally up to them. You should have no say in that, and you shouldn't be voicing your opinion to them either on how you feel. If you have a negative opinion on somebody, keep it to yourself, because you have no idea how psychologically damaging and emotionally damaging it is when you bully someone, how they feel. There was a couple instances in high school where I actually tried to kill myself. I had a really bad addiction to cutting, and a lot of it had to do with bullying and being bullied and drugs and all that kind of stuff, because I felt like I had to fit in because of the bullying. You don't know who these people are that you're bullying. You could be bullying somebody that if you push them over the edge, they're going to go and kill themselves. You don't know. Just keep your opinions to yourself. Don't bully anybody, and don't take being bullied. It's not worth it. If you're being bullied, definitely talk to somebody, because it's not a nice feeling. I love you all.